Before we get deeper into the video, I want to acknowledge one of our good subscribers who has suddenly decided to start posting a few videos. And he's been watching mine for a long time. He's been commenting on mine for a long time. And he's into 8-track tapes, things like that. And he asked me, he said, John, you know, nobody's watching my vids. Would you mind putting a plug in for me? Of course I will. You know, he's been one of our loyal subscribers. Why not? Now, he is a Spanish individual, and I want to do him justice, and my Spanish teacher in college. So let me clear the old throat. And I'm going to tell you his name, and it's his YouTube handle as well. How about a few of you, you know, buzzing over there and listen to his 8-track tape videos he's been putting up. He's just starting out, you know. He kind of needs a little support there, you know. Here we go. I hope I can roll my R's and make my teacher proud of me. His name is Ramon Ortiz. I think Ramon ought to be proud of me for that. Let me go ahead and start this video just a little bit. You can hear his great voice.
Hello YouTubers, here's Ramon with another video.
Okay, that's Ramon, okay? So everybody kind of go over there and help the fella out. I think he's only got 3 subscribers. You know, come on. He's a big supporter of ours. We can help him out a little bit, okay? I'm going to make 2 loaves of bread. This one is a long rise time or long proofing time. This will sit all night, and I'll bake it tomorrow morning. This one is going to rise for about 3 hours, or proof for about 3 hours, and then we're going to go ahead and bake it in a Dutch oven later on this afternoon. So while these things are doing their little thing, I'm going to come over here and we're going to take these potatoes that I grew out of the garden, out in my pots, and they're not that bad. I think they're in pretty good shape. Anyway, we're going to run them across this mandolin. I'm going to put a thin cutter in there. It comes out of this pack right here. Right now it's just a safety blade in there, or the safety stop, I guess. You can't cut your hands as long as that's in there. But if I take one, once I take one of the blades out of here and remove this and put it in, then I can go ahead and run my potatoes down across that thing. That blade right there is extremely sharp. My God, I got a little Dumaflachi here. I'm supposed to put down over the potato and you know, run it down across that blade. Keeps you know, protects your hands. And we're going to make some potato chips. So let's get them sliced first, and then we got to put them in this bowl of water. I just ran this potato right here across the old slicer, and I did it on thin first, which makes them about this thin. This is really thin stuff. And then I did them on medium, which is these. I like the medium. The wifey thinks the thin is what we should go with. The wifey may want some thin ones, or want them all to be thin. And I've already sliced up a couple of potatoes real thin. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and we're going to slice up one that's medium thick and see if there's a real difference. Well, there they are, all sliced up, a few medium and mostly thin. Put them in the water, let them set for about 15-20 minutes. What that does is remove some of the starch and any little flakes that might want to float to the surface. Then we'll change the water. We'll get rid of the water, put fresh water in, add salt, and about 2 teaspoons of salt, and then let it set for about another 30 minutes. Then we'll be ready for deep frying. I'm not exactly certain what temperature to cook them at, so I've just got it set at like 140, or 340 rather, 340 degrees. Let it slow cook it. I don't want them to cook really super fast. You know, I want them to be not burnt. So far they look pretty good, but I think I better cook them a little less time. I taste them, they're crunchy, and I put the salt on them, they taste really good. But I don't want them quite that dark, so a little less time. Well, those old chips didn't last too long. My daughter-in-law and our grandson John popped in, spent a few minutes, and John just started munching and munching and munching, and wifey and great-grandma and the daughter-in-law and me, and I cooked a lot of those. They tasted really good. I put a little bit of ranch powdered dressing on them too. That really helped them. I still like the thicker ones. Wifey still likes the thin ones. Today we're firing up the old Blackstone griddle again. It's been a while. It's been too hot. But you know it's hot today also. But I just got to have some eggs and bacon and pork chops and hash browns and things like that cooked on the old Blackstone griddle. I don't care how hot it is. I'll just have to keep going in the house and coming out. Now, don't those breakfast chops look good? Breakfast pork chops, man, I'll tell you what, cooked on the grill. Good stuff. I can't wait to get the eggs going here. This is the bacon's for wifey. She prefers the bacon. I guess I might have to eat all those chops. For those of you who might just now be tuning into my Mish-Mash videos, the long-term watchers, they know what's been going on, you know. Anyway, last fall, one of our subscribers, our good subscribers, Buzz1151, he challenged me to a potato growing contest in the spring. I said, okay. I planted mine, he planted his. He said he could do much better than me, which, you know, that it remained to be seen. I harvested my potatoes. I grew them in pots. He grew his, you know, in a huge field. Anyway, I grew mine in pots, and I got 8 pounds of potatoes. Yeah, you know, better than last year what I got, which was practically nothing. Okay, I was kind of happy with 8 pounds, really. Anyway, his potatoes stayed in the ground a little bit longer because he lives in Oregon, you know, and it took a little longer for the potatoes to mature and die off and to where he could dig them up. So last week, he did in fact finally dig up his potatoes. Here it is right here.
All right, let's do the first plant. Let's see what we get. I think we almost have enough to beat John already. We're not even done with one row. Okay, onward. Look at that. Shaped like a heart. And a broken heart at that. This is John's heart breaking right now as he's watching.
What makes me love you so?
Holy mackerel.
Let's see if we can weigh these and find out if I won. I've got to beat 8 pounds, I think that's what John had. So if these weigh more than 8 pounds, then I'm the winner. It's 69 pounds.
Buzz, congratulations. You are the 2015 Potato Challenge winner. I crown thee King Buzz.
Well, what more can I say? You know, it's a done deal. You know, I told old Buzz I would formally acknowledge his prowess as a potato grower relative to my meager little crop that I had. He did exceptionally well. I mean, and he's, you know, having one more row to dig up, he's probably going to wind up with about 85, 90 pounds of potatoes. He did really good. And it was not a large field. It was just his backyard. He planted the same amount of potatoes I did. Not the same area, not the same weight. I planted about, I don't know, 10 ounces, 8, 10 ounces, maybe 12 ounces, I don't know. And he planted, you know, he cut his larger, and his his ground had been fallow for about, he said, 25 years, so he should have got a good crop. If he didn't get a good crop, that would have been bad. So it would be bad character for me not to acknowledge my defeat. My defeat. Okay, it would be bad character for me to do it. And I'm not one of bad character. I want everyone to understand that. You know, it took me many years to develop my character, and I wanted to make sure that old Buzz got the proper recognition. Now, normally in a case like this, you have the winner and the loser, and you know, the loser would go up to the winner and he'd kind of give him a shoulder bump or a fist bump or a pat on the back. You know, well, I can't do that. I mean, he's up in Portland, Oregon. I'm down here in Arkansas, so I have to do it this way.